When it comes to you taking action or deciding to change, it's usually predicated on two different things that could actually be driving those choices or that action. And it's either going to be pain or it's going to be pleasure. And money is absolutely no different.
I want to talk about the two ways people make some changes. There's really only two ways that people really change from a situation they're in. The first way is they're so damn inspired by the potential of the amazing things that can happen in their life. They're so inspired by the potential that they could possibly have for their life to grow and get better. But that's very rare. That's very, very, very few and far between that people are going to operate that way, who are just like, they know what they want, they're going after it, they're driven. And the second one is by pain, about the fear of if they don't make a move, or trauma, something that happens in their life. And you're going to be at a crossroads. It's going to be one of those two things that are going to help get you to the next level. The sheer excitement and passion of wanting to run after a goal, or the fear that if you don't change the shit that you're doing, you're going to be in a bad situation. Like, it's going to get worse. And the only way to really break that is when some trauma happens. It's going to really wake you up, and you have no other choice but to get your ass in gear and get your ass moving. And so I urge you to really pick one side of the fence, because this is so true. You're never going to change until the pain becomes bigger than the problem. Until the pain becomes bigger than whatever problem you're facing right now, when you're so sick and tired, of doing the same thing over and over again, and you are no longer willing to tolerate the nonsense, that little itty bitty pain in your life, you're not going to make a move. So if you need to pour some gasoline on that fire and say, I'm going to make this pain real big so that this pain becomes bigger than my problem, then that's exactly what I'm going to do. So I urge you to fight for your life. And it just so happens I'm wearing, this is probably one of my favorite shirts, Rocky shirt. I want you to be that fighter. I want you to fight for your life. I want you to fight for greatness. I want you to fight for living the best version of yourself. I want you to fight for loving yourself a little bit more, a little bit deeper today. That's one thing I wake up every single day. It's my focus of the day, is all driven around that. It's all around how can I improve that self-love, that self-awareness, that self-connection. It starts with us first. We can't connect to others until we're connected to ourselves. We can't connect at a deeper purpose until we truly connect with our deepest self. And our deepest self is, you got to go through some dark alleys.
I surround my soul with the positivity. That's why I don't worry about the things that I don't see. Yeah. These days I don't worry about much. I think we should have some more fun. I still dream about the days.
What's up, everybody? It's your girl TJ, back with another video talks with TJ, aka TJ2 Swoosh Chains, which I'm rocking like for right now. It is what it is. Hopefully you are having an amazing day. It is a Friday when you are viewing this. So what's up? Happy Friday. I have no idea what's going on in the world. Are we back open? Are things moving? I have no idea, all right? So let's just go ahead and let's just focus on this moment right here. I'm gonna go ahead and just touch on a few things. We're gonna keep it short today. So the clip you all saw is actually from Coach Brian Nunez. He is a certified trainer. He is actually a Nike master trainer. You guys can find him on the Nike Training Club app. I do quite a few of his workouts. Amazing guy, very positive, very inspirational. And I just wanna touch on what he kind of brought to his Instagram the other day about being driven. We're driven by two things, and it's either pain or it's pleasure. Now, when it comes to pleasure, as he stated, some of us are so driven by understanding this is where I could be, this is where I could go, this is what I want for myself, that you choose to act, and that usually takes some internal motivation, some discipline, a lot of self-awareness. That's one way that you can do it, but he is correct, right? It's not the norm. And you can even liken that to fitness right now, right? There are so many individuals where they are choosing to work out or choosing right now to change their life because they understand what it could be, right? If they are a parent, they are understanding that they can help prolong the activity and the time they can have with their children or their grandchildren by being in a healthier state. You understand you may owe it to yourself, right? You owe yourself more than anyone always to be at your best. And 100% that's me. I don't care what's going on in the outside world, right next to me, in front of me, doesn't matter. I owe it to myself to always try to be the best that I can be, especially in terms of health and fitness. I only have one body. I can't just treat it like crap. Money is no different, but I think when it comes to the whole pain and pleasure thing, we have to look at it from this way, because either way, you need to somehow learn to give a about money. You need to learn to do that. Now, I'm not going to say that it's any one person's fault of why a huge generation doesn't care about money. It could start at home. It can be based on the school curriculums because we don't teach practical things, right? I'm not sure where we should actually place the blame. And I don't like to place blame on anything because I think at some point when we all become adults, we have to take on that accountability on ourselves. And a lot of you viewing this are adults. I know I have some younger demographic, a younger demographic that also views me, but a lot of us are adults. So we just have to take ownership of our own lives. And for the pleasure part, I want you to choose to do a little bit better with money, especially in terms of budgeting or choosing to invest in a 401k, choosing to live below your means, which just simply means you don't need to spend every single dollar you earn. I want you to do that because you understand what could happen, right? I want you to do it based on the good things that can happen. And if it's not happening right now in your life, watch or look at someone that inspires you to look at yourself and think, I could be that too. I can get to that point. And I don't mean like a dollar amount in that point, but a level of financial security, to say in that point, right? I will choose to watch Graham Stephan. I don't know if you guys know who that is on here, but yeah, I'm addicted now. So whatever sub actually put me on to him, I am addicted to watching his videos now. I connect a lot with the content and the perspectives that he has, but I understand getting to a point that I want to get to in terms of paying off student loan debt that allows me to expand what I'm investing for my retirement, expand what I want to invest in index funds, and just different things like that. Not to go into too much detail about it, but it's based on the potential, the good things that I know can happen for myself. I want you to do that too, because you could base the change on pain, right? We all will eventually go through some terrible experience, whether you're a child or an adult. And I don't mean terrible as in something heinous had to happen to you. I mean terrible in that it is going to change some part of you, and it's usually based on trauma. It's based on a lot of stress that your mind or emotions may have been under, and a lot of you may be going through that right now. If you are unemployed, if you are furloughed, if you are running out of savings, you don't know when the next check is arriving. A lot of things are going on. If you're a small business owner, you're trying to stay afloat. You're responsible for other mouths to feed as well, based on your employees and those that look to you as leadership for guidance. That's painful. That's what I mean when I say painful, right? This is a painful time for a lot of people. And this is probably going to spark change in how some people choose to handle money. I'm not saying that's all of a bad thing, right? Because whatever gets you moving, it's usually emotion that has to actually be associated with change, right? We don't move, we don't act unless there is emotion, right? We have to want to do something. For us to want to do something, there has to be emotion involved. That's just basic human psychology. And I don't want pain to be the driving force, because it then can also become unnecessary pain. It can become unnecessary suffering if it goes too far and you're just way too hard on yourself. So take in the moment of what it is. But if it's this bad situation right now, this dire situation for the country, for the world, that is going to cause you to say, hey, I could do a little bit better with money. And you guys know I'm never opposed to you still wanting to do things for yourself. I'm never opposed to you wanting to treat yourself. You want to get shoes, you want to get clothes. You know me, I'm for that. My budgeting ebook talks about that. I'm for you wanting to still treat yourself. That's exactly what you should want to do. But you have to keep it in perspective, keep it in context, and it needs to be in line with whatever the current situation is for your money and also your income. So if the income has decreased, then you need to learn to cut back and cut some things out, right? No matter what, always living below your means. That means I don't care if you make $50K a year or make $500K a year, you should not be spending up to every single dollar that you make. That's what I mean. So you can, again, always plan for tomorrow's releases while also keeping in mind future you. That's what you need to do. And I don't want future you to have to suffer, but you're gonna be sparked to act some way. It's gonna be pain or it's gonna be pleasure. Like Coach Brian said, for few it's pleasure, but I would rather it be pleasure for you. So we're gonna talk a little bit more, about money as always, but hopefully this just helps you guys to just think about, what is driving me to act when it comes to money. And for me, like I've seen dire times. Now, you never knew it looking from the outside in, but for one, that's because I think not everybody needs to know your business, right? But when I was growing up, my mom was out of work for 7 years, and that was due to a medical condition. But you know what? Because because of that situation, I understand now what it meant to properly manage money. I understand what it means to try to plan for those things that are unforeseen. And that's exactly what the situation is in the world right now. So hopefully, you know, that helps somebody. As always, act your age, not your shoe size. Tojo, keep this short. Peace out.